Kentucky Senator Rand Paul has introduced the Six-Penny Plan, a resolution that will balance the federal budget over the next 5 years. We met with Senator Paul to discuss the details.
Each year, we're adding about $2 trillion to the deficit. Our overall debt is $37 trillion. Interest payment alone is about $1 trillion. In fact, it's the largest item on our budget now is the interest payment on the debt. So I think we need to do something. And what I believe will be the easiest way to do it is not just to cut one program that one person likes versus another program that another person likes, but to look at all the programs across the board and try to do a small cut all the way across the board. So when I first introduced this a few years ago, you didn't even have to cut it all. All you had to do is freeze spending for 5 years, then the budget would balance. A couple years later, the spending got worse. It was called the one-penny plan. Spending got worse, and it was called the two-penny plan. Now we're at the point where in order to balance in 5 years, you have to cut 6% or 6 pennies on the dollar, and you can balance over a 5-year period.
Are you tired of calling customer service to only get a robot named Kevin? Yeah, we don't do that at Appalachian Wireless. It's real people, real service right here at home. Visit us in-store or at AppalachianWireless.com to find out more. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
Paul explained that the rising prices we've seen in the last couple of years are caused by the out-of-control budget.
This would make us stronger as a country. It also, the less debt you have, the less inflation you have. So whether you live in Eastern Kentucky or you live in Western Kentucky, when you go to the grocery store and things cost 20% more than they did a couple of years ago, that's part of your paycheck is being stolen, but that inflation comes from debt. When the Federal Reserve prints new money to buy the debt, that new money enters the circulation and it loses its value and prices rise. And this is an ongoing problem. It was really bad in the last 4 years. It's a little better now, but unless you're making 20% more than you were making 3 or 4 years ago, you're still making less money because of inflation.
When asked about the number of programs and people in Eastern Kentucky that rely on federal dollars, Paul explained that government spending is not the answer.
The spending levels that we have now will lead to about a $2.1 trillion deficit next year. That's probably what will pass. We're going to have a vote today or tomorrow, and it'll probably be to continue the spending levels at the same level they are. I think that's a mistake, and I think that actually hurts everyone. On the one hand, people will say, well, I want that spending because I require this government payment that I get from government. On the other hand, if the value of your dollar is eroding and you get this payment, you're stuck and you're dependent on a payment, and then it loses its value each year, you're really just getting poorer. So the real answer isn't government payment. The real answer is getting people real jobs with real health insurance, with real benefits, and with a real possibility for success.
The budget Paul is proposing will be voted on today or tomorrow. If you would like to learn more about his policies and plans, check out his Facebook page or website. Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Robin Tillman.